Over the last few years, LEGO has given us quite a few tribute gifts with purchase. In the past, these have included Charles Dickens, Jules Verne, Amelia Earhart, Jane Goodall, and more. This year, we are getting a Jane Austen tribute. Now, this is available as a gift with purchase between now, June 19th, and June 27th for $150 of spend here in the United States, and you can check the price thresholds in your particular country. We were able to get our hands on this thanks to my mom, who actually made a purchase today. It's her annual LEGO purchase, or maybe biannual. She doesn't buy LEGO too often, but she loaned this to us so that we could review it for you. So I definitely want to make sure I thank her at the top of this video. So we're going to review it. We're going to talk about the minifig. We're going to talk about the threshold and whether or not it's worth it, especially given that we have double insiders points available right now. So let's go ahead and dive in. In terms of the box, the tan background is a nice change up from some of the all black icons gift with purchases that we've received over the last couple of months. It does show the main section of the model on the front of the box, along with some different angles on the back. Inside are 5 bags, a small sticker sheet, and a completely mangled instruction manual. I know this is a gift with purchase, but honestly, just the amount of mangling that goes, it made it really difficult to build. I wish that LEGO would pack their instruction manuals better, even though this was a gift. And they're definitely trying to keep all of the packaging tight, not having a lot of excess box space, but this was kind of rough, I'm gonna be honest. One sign of a great gift with purchase is a really interesting building experience. Now, I typically don't have high expectations for gifts with purchase just because they're trying to use common pieces and they're not really trying to reinvent the wheel. But I was very pleasantly surprised by how this one is constructed. The concept for this set is Jane Austen's residence in the shape of a book. To achieve the angle, they use this 2x6 bent plate in white. You place one at the bottom of the set and another at the top. And for me, this is a fairly unique piece, and checking out on Bricklink, it's only the 8th time we're getting it, and almost every other time we've seen it is in a Ninjago mech or a dragon. The 45-degree angle created by this piece poses no problems for the interior, as various angled tiles allow for a seamless transition from one side of the book to the other. There are a ton of snot building techniques in this set, as various mini builds are attached to the main structure via snot bricks. This is the case not only for the portraits on the walls, but the curtain, the fireplace, and the piano as well. Even the binding of the book is snotted, which I think is done pretty creatively, and it looks pretty good, even if it is a little bit wobbly. There are some more snot techniques in the bookshelf, which is not crazily constructed, but it is sized well and shows off quite a few colors. I also have to say that I am rather impressed by the use of spoons as pedals on the piano, even if there are only 2 instead of the usual 3. In terms of pieces, you get a decent selection of light aqua bricks along with a few tiles and plates. A few of them, like the 1x1 by 2/3 plate and the 1x3 tiles, are uncommon pieces in this color. There are also a bunch of dark orange pieces, which is one of my new favorite colors, and these 2x6 bricks are pretty rare. They've only come in 3 prior sets, and this 1x4 double curve slope has only appeared in 1 set before. The red corner slope is also pretty fun. I wouldn't call it rare, but it does only tend to come in expensive sets. Also of note, in case you are wondering, the Jane Austen signature tile is indeed printed. All told, I was very pleased with the building experience. I was engaged from the beginning, and I love the overall use of snot techniques, the nice parts usage, and angles, which is something that you really do see in a lot of the higher end LEGO sets. And this, for a small gift with purchase, does a nice job doing all of that. The second ingredient of a great gift with purchase, of course, is the minifig, and particularly having it to be somewhat exclusive. And as we will see, this definitely happens in this set. The Jane Austen minifig is pretty well done. The highlight, of course, for me is the torso, which has only appeared in the Shire as Mrs. Proudfoot's or Proudfeet's torso. There's a lot going on with it. You've got a bodice with dark green trim, buttons that curve as they go up the torso, a white blouse, a tan sash, and some contouring printing. Jane's head is equally rare. appearing for Bella Swan earlier this year in the Twilight House. It's a double-sided print with a lopsided smile on one side and a stern look on the other. Her dark brown hairpiece with a bun and a dark green skirt are much more common than the other components of her minifig, and they complete her ensemble. So yeah, this is a pretty exclusive minifig when you think about which sets it's available. You'd have to spend well over $200 if you're going to buy the sets where these pieces came from, and getting it in this gift with purchase is actually pretty nice. I would say, if I'm going to be nitpicky, that not having any printing on the skirt is a bit of a drag, but honestly, the torso and face are pretty nice pieces to include in a gift with purchase. The finished product is really nice and it's very densely built. The vignette has very little space left open, as nearly every square stud is taken by some piece of furniture or wall decor. The fireplace looks warm, the bookshelf full, and the piano inviting. The curtain is clever and the gold garnishes pop out in that color scheme. Through the window, you can see some flowers, which is a welcome sight. There are even more perched on top of the fireplace. I expected the back of the set to be pretty ugly, given that LEGO didn't give us any pictures when they announced the set, but it's not that bad. It's boring, but the dark orange borders along the tan book cover are very nice. The window does look a little bit odd if you put this in the context of an open book, but from the main view, it works pretty well. There are a couple of oddities to this set though. In particular, I was puzzled by the portraits, which show minifigs with yellow skin, while Jane is light flesh. And from what I've read, the portraits show scenes from different film productions of her works, even though they may not be accurate to the books. Granted, I'm not a Jane Austen expert, having only read Pride and Prejudice when I was in high school. So let's talk about the value and the price threshold that you would need to spend in order to get this set. I think one of the issues that some collectors and fans might have is that really when you think about gifts with purchase, they tend to be pretty expensive on the secondary market if they really pop and there's buzz surrounding it, as well as, importantly, there being an exclusive or near exclusive minifig. And this seems to have those ingredients. So if you're looking at getting this on the secondary market, be prepared to spend quite a bit of money. Now, it's early in this set's release, but the only one that I've seen on Bricklink is for $50, and that's actually a bit lower than prices that I've seen this sell at on eBay, which tend to run around that $60 to $75 threshold. Now, that price could come down as more become available, but there is a limited window for this gift with purchase release, which may decrease supply. So this could be something where if you want to spend $60 plus shipping to get this on eBay or Bricklink, that might be worth it to you, or you could take advantage of double insiders points that are going on right now at lego.com and Lego stores between now and June 23rd. You would get 10% cash back on a future purchase rather than the typical 5%, or you could accrue your points and exchange them on lego.com for other types of gifts. Now, I think this is really a good gift with purchase. It's a lot of fun to build. It looks great. I think it looks great on a end table or maybe a piano or a mantle or something like that. And if you're a huge Jane Austen fan, I think you're going to really appreciate what LEGO has done with this. There's clearly a lot of little details to this set. And I think overall, that's what makes it such an enticing gift with purchase, that even myself, a non-Jane Austen fan, was very intrigued by getting my hands on this so I could build it and review it. Granted, it's not mine, but I think my mom's really going to enjoy it. So overall, I definitely recommend this. I think it's got a lot of fun components to it and is going to be a nice addition to your collection if you are looking at getting a nice little display piece, or you're interested in some of these pieces. Is it worth $150? As I mentioned, I think you could probably justify it with the double insiders points. Otherwise, expect to pay a pretty handsome price for this on the secondary market if you plan on getting it. That concludes our review of the set. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and always remember to keep building together.